Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Road to Dr. Effin. I'm Javeda Bay, soon to be Dr. Effin, and this is my web series where I take you along on my journey of being a black woman in academia pursuing two PhDs, because why not? And I know. I was supposed to give updates as they was happening, right? Cut me some slack. I'm in two PhD programs. But I'm doing it now, and that's what matters. So, if you are needing to be fully caught up, I'm in two PhD programs. I'm getting a PhD in Communication and Media Studies and a PhD in Human Sexuality. Why, Jave? Because I want to. But no, in all actuality, I'm getting two PhDs because I wanted to make sure that I had the knowledge base to do the type of work that I wanted to do, which is looking at like the intersections of sexuality and media, because I believe that media plays a very large role in all of our lives. As much as we like to deny it, be like, no, I've had a relationship with media. I love that you have that. I love that. And also, media is impacting you in ways that you might not realize. And when it comes to our sexuality, we are not realizing a lot of things. So, like, that's why, a part of the why. Also, I'm a black woman in academia, y'all. The bar is always moved. And when you choose a niche degree like human sexuality, it's a little tough out here. So I was thinking ahead. I'm thinking about my future, okay? Also, I'm doing it at the same time because I wanted to have the knowledge built. I wanted to be able to think about these things concurrently, like at the same time. Like it was important to me. I didn't want to like get one and then go back and do the other. Like I wanted the percolating to happen simultaneously, if that makes sense. So like that's the why, the what. And now let's get caught up on everything because we finished year two of my communication and media studies PhD at the University of Oregon. And year four, we got through year four of my human sexuality PhD program, which year four was a leave of absence. I was on leave of absence so that way I could get to the same point in both programs. So now I'm officially done with coursework in both programs. I passed my comps exam for the University of Oregon and I passed my dissertation proposal defense. So your girl is officially a PhD candidate at the University of Oregon. Once I come back in the fall for California Institute of Integral Studies, I will get to the point of being a candidate in my human sexuality PhD program. But that's where we are. So I finished year two. I did the dang thing. We done turned in the IRB application, baby. We did it. So we are literally like so close to actually starting to do data collection for my communication and media studies PhD, which I'm so excited about. And if you're like, Jay, what's it on? Let me tell you. So my communication and media studies PhD is focused on Black women because hello. And it is specifically looking at Black women's experiences of pleasure with porn. And you're probably like, Javay, why are you researching porn? Like, what? A lot of reasons. One, again, remember how I said I wanted to connect like media and sexuality? What does that better than porn? But also because I, as a porn scholar, recognize the complexity of that media. Like I understand it, and understanding the experiences of Black women, I really wanted to dig into that deeper. Also, y'all, because don't nobody research it. And if there's one thing about me, I love to do things first. So that's the big picture of what that dissertation is going to be about. And if you're like, okay, so what's your other one going to be about? And if you've been here a while, then you probably are aware because of it. I went into it and I had an idea. I was like, yeah, I originally was doing two very similar PhDs. No, two very similar dissertations. And then I was informed that you cannot have two similar of dissertations because then you're at risk of someone being like, actually, no, girl, you can't have that because of like the whole self plagiarizing thing, which like we're not even gonna get into that conversation because I have thoughts, I have feelings, you know. But I've recently changed my topic for my human sexuality PhD, and this is probably gonna surprise you. Now that one is looking. We're still talking about pleasure because if there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's gonna be focused on pleasure. But now we are really looking at it from this angle, like in relate pleasure in relation to pregnancy and like trying to conceive, but also from an educational angle. And you're like, Javate, how did you get here? Let me tell you. So one, I'm a doula in training. I know. I just keep throwing new things out there, and you're probably like, "How in the world?" Don't worry about that. But going through my doula training, I was like, where is the conversation of pleasure? You know, also because I've had friends text me that are pregnant and be like, okay, well, do I have to stop having sex now? No, baby, you don't. So I very quickly saw that there is a gap in this like talking and educating around pregnancy, trying to get pregnant, childbirth, all the things. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. Let's talk about that. And then from the educational standpoint, because at the end of the day, I'm an educator. That's what I want to do. I'm trying to really unpack and like dig into how do we integrate this into education? Like, how do we actually tell people how to prioritize pleasure? How pleasure changes when you're going through pregnancy, and like how it's impacted when you're trying to conceive? Because your pleasure absolutely is when you're trying to get pregnant, and it's not as easy as media makes it look. And you're like, wow, every time we actually have sex, because you have to have well-timed sex, it's not pleasurable because you're just so focused on the task. So recognizing all that, I was like, I want to do something about that. And that is what that dissertation is focusing on. And so, as we get ready for the upcoming academic year, I am basically going to be at the same point with both, which just means that I'm going to be writing both dissertations at the same time, which is what I wanted. And a lot of people will probably be like, Javay, that's wild. Y'all, friendly reminder, I have ADHD. Do you know how this brain works? If she ain't doing 20 million things at the same time, she's ready to jump out of my head. So for me, it's not that I'm like, oh, this is so easy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all, y'all. Like at all. I'm just saying that I know how my brain works, and me having these two dissertations happening at the same time makes so much sense for the way I split stuff. Because if you know me personally, or if you follow me on social media, you have seen like, girl, I do a lot. I do a lot at all times because I have ADHD and I cannot sit still. It might also have something to do with being a black woman, but we're not unpacking that right now. Okay, we're just gonna blame it on ADHD. Um, but I'm choosing to do them both at the same time because the way that my mind works, I need a lot of stuff happening to feel calm. And I know it don't make no sense. Leave me alone. But it does make sense. Also, because I have a timeline, I've got a life plan, and it does not have space for 20 years of freaking PhDing. So, yes, I will be doing both at the same time, but it's okay. I got this. Don't stress. Don't worry. I know a lot of people get real worried when they hear that I'm doing two PhDs. I promise you, eventually I get to a point of knowing when I bit off too much to chew. And I promise you, I know for a fact that I have not bit off too much to chew because also, like, girl's a writer. So yeah. 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 So you're probably wondering, okay, so like what comes next, Jave? Like, what is this process even going to look like? Well, once I get the official IRB approval from the University of Oregon, then I start recruiting participants for my research around porn. And I'm going to do that. And hopefully that all the data collection will all be done before the academic year starts because I want time to just analyze. Okay. I want to be able to be in the thick of analyzing my data. Um, so we're working on getting that, and then we'll do data collection, and then it's truly the writing process. And then for CIS, I actually have to have a meeting with my program director because technically we are not fully back yet. Everyone has concerns, some pause about me doing two dissertations, and so I am waiting to hear back on if my program director is actually going to let me come back and continue on at this moment in time in the human sexuality PhD program. So we're just crossing our fingers, manifesting that she's gonna say yes, and we good to go. But I will give you an update on that next week. So just like make sure you come back. But so once I get that, then it's dissertation proposal, and then once that's approved, IRB approval again, and then we start data collection and doing the whole thing. So by the end of this year 2025, by December 31st, universe supporting me with what I want. I will be ABD in both programs. I will have completed data collection for my communication and media studies PhD, and I will be actively doing data collection for my human sexuality PhD. And we just gonna be writing, and all of this is gonna come to fruition in 2027, May and June of 2027, when I graduate as Dr. Abbott. So that's the current plan, the timeline. And if you're like, wait, this sounds interesting, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can follow along. But also follow me on social media, specifically TikTok, because that's really where I talk about my PhD experience a lot, to stay in the know. But yeah, we're doing it. We're tracking along. We're moving forward. Is it hard? Yes. Are we still doing it? Absolutely. Do I want to cry? Sometimes. Haven't cried this summer yet though. So okay, we're doing good. I had to double check. I had to think about it for a second, but haven't really cried yet over the dissertation, PhD situation. Life has made me cry about other things, but not about school. So yeah, that's that. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you're in my email newsletter because I share really exciting things there first. And sometimes things that I'm not even sharing like on the internet. So if you want to know those things, subscribe to that email newsletter. And definitely make sure you follow me on all the social media platforms, especially if you happen to be a black woman in the DMV area. Follow me on social media because I'm gonna need research participants. And if you're already here supporting me this way, why not actually support me in the research? But yeah, that's that. And if you're curious, crop top, as always, is from Grad Life Grind. Go get you one if you are a hot girl scholar. I am. And yeah, that's that. I'm gonna see you later. Deuces.